Alright, so shall we continue? Day 1590, I think. So basically, what am I saying? Sorry, this is day 1590, take 2. What am I even saying? So I'm being really thrown off. One, because of that screaming baby, but also just there's a lot going on in this station, man. So yeah, anyways, when I started the first video, I was in Reading at the time, and no longer in Reading, back in London, Paddington to be precise, and yeah, back in the ends. Sorry, getting distracted again. And yeah, man, back in the ends, somewhat. Big outflux of people. Should we wait? Let's wait. Hold on. I mean, I guess this kills time, to be fair. But yeah, so anyways, right, less people, cool. We can commence once again. So yeah, went to visit my friend. They live kind of past Reading area, out in the country, essentially. So I went to... Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Right, so I made mention yesterday about the whole feeling somewhat anxious about the getting up, getting ready, getting out on time and all of that. And near enough, all my worst fears basically came true. So here's the story. So I got up in time, even though I woke up later than planned. I still got up with enough time, and I was getting ready with enough time, but I kind of let certain things get the better of me in terms of just making sure that I had everything sorted before I left. You know, I just wanted everything to be near perfect, basically. So, you know, there was little to nothing to be done whilst I was away, essentially. So I was doing that, and of course, in typical fashion, is that a market halls? I didn't know they had one of these market halls, basically like where they have food stalls, similar to Box Park. Didn't know they had one here. Now that is interesting. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Sorry, I digress. So yeah, things ended up. I ended up getting dragged in and doing this and that, and time was running away with me, and I was very aware of this, to the point where I was like, right, cool, this is the time that I need to leave. Didn't end up happening, and I was like, okay, cool, well, I guess if it gets too close to the time, then obviously I can always get an Uber, right? And so I was like, okay, cool, we'll do that. And it was getting even closer to the time, and I was like, okay, right, I just need to drop everything and order this Uber. Ordered it, and I basically would have had a few minutes to catch the train once I got there, because I was like, you know what, I just have to get an Uber straight to the station, right? So ordered it. So it was about maybe £28. Ordered the thing was coming. This idiot dickhead complex of a man then cancels 2 minutes before. The man's basically around the corner. He's 2 minutes away, and then he cancels. And I was fuming. I was vexed. I mean, even right now, bear in mind, this was today at like maybe just before 12 or coming up to 12, because my train was at like 5 minutes past 1. So, oh man, listen, I was vexed. Even right now, I'm contemplating on just messaging Uber because I feel this is a practice that I'm not even saying that it's done frequently. Maybe it is, but I've experienced this before. And thing is, I did actually check the price afterwards because I think I was tempted to just try and reorder a new one. But then, oh yeah, that was the thing, because there was such a short period of time in terms of minutes left between me being dropped off and then having to go and catch the train. By the time I would have ordered a new one, just the waiting period would have meant that it would have just cancelled it out. So by the time I would have waited for the thing to arrive, I wouldn't have enough time to get there and catch the train, essentially. But also, one thing I did notice, and I think this is the reason why he cancelled, I suspect, is that I noticed when I went to go and order again, the price jumped. Now, I don't know if that's a dynamic pricing thing in terms of, you know, the app doing certain calculations on potentially how desperate you are, and therefore saying, oh, well, you really want this, don't you? So, yeah, we're going to hike up the price. Or if it was dynamic pricing in the sense of surge happening. Because, you know, when surges happen, obviously the prices go up. So, and obviously the Uber drivers are notified of where surges are happening. So I don't know if a surge had kicked in like 3/4 of the way into my journey, and he's seen this surge and he's been like, screw this, I'm cancelling this job, I can get a better job, or I can maybe get this same job because they'll probably call again and I can get it for a better price. I don't know if that's what happened. This is what I suspect anyway. So anyways, so the surge, well, yeah, what it looks like it was a surge, essentially. So anyways, I'm having to rack my brains and just think on my feet, like flip. Right, so me getting straight there is not going to work. Okay, well, how about me still getting an Uber? Well, an Uber, whatever is the opposite of out of the question, that's what it was. An Uber was that. So I had to be getting an Uber, necessity. But where can I get it to that will hopefully still get me to where I need to go within the allotted time? So then I was thinking, okay, cool, well, if I go to this station, I know I'll be able to catch the underground from there and it'll take me to this station, and then maybe if I get to this station I can catch a cab from there. So I ended up thinking, okay, cool, this might work, screw it, I'm just gonna try it. If it doesn't work, then I'll just have to face the consequences. Because what I didn't want to happen is me saying to my friend, oh man, look, I'm really sorry, but I've actually missed my train. And I wouldn't have cancelled the trip, but I really did not want to have to buy a whole new train ticket, or even just risk it and jump on the wrong train, or a train that I'm not allowed to be on, and then then me ended up getting caught out and having to pay a fine, you know. Didn't want to do that. So I risked it for a biscuit, jumped on, and I got... Boy, the girls are out in force today, boy. Oh, my Lord. It's Friday, after all. No, it's not. No, it's Saturday. What am I chatting about? It's Saturday. Yeah. Nice. Anywho, I digress. Yeah, so what am I saying? It's very distracting, highly distracting. And it's going to be worse come summer. Oh, my Lord. Flip. Anywho, so I managed to get to the station, and the station in question that I was contemplating on getting a cab from was Victoria. So got to Victoria, and I did the maths. I checked, and by the time I got to Victoria, it was maybe like 12:04, just before 12:40, maybe like 12:38, 12:39. So when I got out of Victoria, it was like 12:40, and it was apparently, when I checked online, it was about 12 minutes to get to Paddington. Now, of course, I'm assuming that's if there's no traffic. Now, something came over me and basically made me say, because when I came out, I saw like a whole row of like black cabs, and something told me, you're probably going to have to jump in a black cab, you know? And I was thinking, no, we're not doing that. So obviously I had to hotspot my phone, because the phone that I have Uber on, there's no data on there, so I had to hotspot from my other phone. And obviously I tried to open Uber. Bruv, did Uber want to work? Did Uber want to work? I tried it multiple times. Nah, it just kept on saying error or try again, something like that. It wasn't working, man. It basically wasn't working. And literally to the point where I'm like, well, I can keep on trying to the point of failure, whereby I'm going to keep on trying and maybe it goes through when I'm just not going to get there in time. So I was like, screw this. And I'd already kind of walked away from where the black cab flank was. So then basically what I did is I had to walk back around, and I was looking at them, and where the flank was, a lot of them were starting to pull off, and certain ones didn't have the windows down, and I was still being my usual awkward, polite self, and I didn't want to kind of interrupt, or maybe it was even the wrong place to catch them. You know, I was thinking maybe I'd go up to them and be like, oh, excuse me, can I hop in? It's like, no, sorry, not here, mate, and then drive off. But there was one, and he was in this black cab. It was actually white cab, and I asked him, like, look, how much to get to Paddington? And he told me, oh, roughly, I think it might be around £20. And I was like, how quick would you be able to get me there? And he was like, yeah, maybe about 15, 20 minutes, I think. I was like, look, can you take me now? And he was like, yeah, mate, hop in. So hopped in and had a good old chit chat, good old chin wag. And this is becoming a really long video, and I need to upload this, and I don't know what the Wi-Fi is saying over here. So we're gonna wrap this up. But basically, so I hopped in and yeah, good old chin wag there, and the man got me there at 101. The train's at 105, by the way. I don't know what platform I have to get on, so I go to obviously pay, and because I was rushing, I actually ended up tipping the man. In total it costs about £22. I ended up paying 25 because I was just clicking through it, and I couldn't be bothered to go back and cancel the tip. But also, he was a nice enough guy, and yeah, you know, good conversation, had a bit of a laugh and a joke. It's all good. I don't get black cabs often for that specific reason. Well, no, not for tipping, but because they're flipping expensive. But you know what, I was like, screw it, I'm just going to pay if I can get this thing on time. Got there, and I was just rushing. It didn't take me long to actually find the platform, but what I ended up doing is I ended up walking past one of the barriers, because I thought where I was going to go, essentially, because there was like a barrier before the platform that I was going to get on. I thought there'd be another one closer to it, but I basically had to go through this barrier and then walk along this long-ish little walkway. So I basically had to double back, go through and run to get down on this train. The train was at it was supposed to leave at 5 minutes past 1. I got on the train at 4 minutes past 1. I was sweating, bruv. Oh my lord, I was sweating like a flipping little pig, quite frankly. The train didn't leave until 7 minutes past, so I still would have had a bit of time, ultimately, because it was running a bit late. Still would have had a bit of time, but I caught it. Stressed out. And these are the type of things I stress out about. But ultimately, you know what? All's well that ends well. I made it. As stressful as it was, I flipping made it. But these are the things. And again, a lot of this is basically mostly self-inflicted, which I know. I'm not saying it isn't self-inflicted, but yeah, these are the things I worry and stress about when it's getting to a specific place when you have to get on, say, a designated mode of transport at a designated time, or of course just getting up really early and going to a certain place, again getting there for a certain period of time. Because I was not going to be forking out like another £40 for a train ticket. Allow it, man, allow it. So anyways, but got there in the end. The weather was really nice. Went to go grab some food at this kind of really local country pub that I've been to a number of times, and I've gone to visit this friend. I actually got to ride on a horse as well. We got to this pub and we went out into the garden, and there was just a horse just chilling there with obviously the owner. And I don't know if there's like stables nearby, and I'd seen it, and eventually like my friend was like, oh, do you want to go on the horse? And I think the owner overheard, and he was like, yeah, you can come on it if you want. So yeah, man, went on it, took a couple pictures, had a little ride around. I think first time on a horse as well. And it was good, man. So I had some good food, good company, got to chat and catch up with my friend who I speak to regularly, but it's always over WhatsApp or over the phone. Haven't seen him since September, I think. Like 6-7 months I haven't seen him. So yeah, man, it was all good. It was a good day. Weather was really gorgeous. Did get a bit breezy and a bit cold. Went to see on the top of this really big hill. It's like a kind of sightseeing point. You get to see a lot of the country. You can see for miles. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's really breezy up on this hill. But yeah, man, it was a very good day, and now I'm back in the ends, back in London. Journey was pretty smooth. Got some brownies as well in a bag from, again, that nice little country shop. I think I've had these brownies before and they were gorgeous. Gonna be heating them up with a bit of ice cream. Lovely, nice. But yeah, that was the day, man. So yeah, and oh shoot, right, okay, oh bloody hell. Okay, yeah, we're getting close to time, right? Anyways, let me wrap this up because I need to make my way home. Well, I need to upload this first, then I need to make my way home. So we're gonna wrap this up. Tomorrow is probably just a day up at home. So yeah, that's day 1590. I'll catch you tomorrow for day 1591.